Oh, hello. Welcome to Fit Life Now. Today we're going to do a workout where you can just join us and roll off your couch or chair or whatever it is you're sitting on and make your way down to the floor. You know those times when you're watching TV, you're tired, you know you should exercise, but you're just not feeling it? Well, today we're going to do it anyways. So sitting up nice and tall, rolling the shoulders back. Good. You don't need a lot of room for today's workout, just your little space in front of your couch. Good. Getting some movement into your stiff body, a little bit of flexibility, a little bit of muscles. Good. We're going to sit up now, coming to your knees and twist side to side. Oh, this always feels good after you've been laying around for a little while. Good. Let's tilt your ear towards your shoulder. We'll also roll the wrists out. Good. Roll your head to the other side. Wrists go the other way. Excellent. Again, rolling those shoulders back. Tummy's nice and tight. Coming to your hands and knees. We'll rock the hips side to side. And then forward and back. Good. And we're going to get right into our exercises right away today. You don't need too much of a warm-up because today's easy exercises. Sometimes easy means it becomes easier, but we're going to go through it one time. If you have more time, please go through it 2 or 3 times during our commercial break. But I like to write my workout out, so I keep it handy underneath the couch or somewhere where you know you're going to keep it handy so you can grab it and work out whenever you can. I also have my timer with me. You can use your phone. I like to use this Gym Boss timer, so it's set for 30 seconds. But it's great. We're going to work out together today. We're going to start staying on the ground. Again, simple exercises. Wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Make sure you're not going to kick your couch. So you're going to shift a little bit. That's okay. You're going to just kick that leg straight back and bring it back in. We're going to do one side and then the other. I love that this timer is going to go for me. Here, tummy's pulled up nice and tight away from your shirt. Good. Shoulders are locked back and stretching that leg out. Good. We're going to start with some exercises for the lower body. The bigger muscle groups back there are going to gain some heat. And then once those endorphins start running and rushing through the body, we'll get into some other exercises. Good. Stretching that leg back. Notice I'm not kicking my leg up too high, not arching my back, staying nice and strong. Good. Sitting back in child's pose just for a moment to stretch through the shoulders. And then coming up and getting ready to do the other side. Again, tummy's pulled up nice and tight, shoulders away from the ears, and kick that leg back. Kick the leg back. Good. You can also make this harder. I like to use an exercise band looped around my foot. If you have that handy under your couch with you, you can join in using your band. Excellent. Good. Keeping your breathing. Exhale, push away. Inhale, bring the knee in. And go as slow or as fast as you'd like. Tummy muscles pulled up nice and tight. Excellent. Sitting back again in child's pose. Good. We're going to come back to that position. Now, if your wrists are sore, you can make a fist here, or you can even come down to your elbows, but we're going to keep a straight leg this time and go up and down. Up and down. Again, I'm not arching through my back. Notice nothing else is moving, but I'm working the biggest muscle group we're going to start with again today, those glutes. Good. Straight leg lift. Notice I'm not sinking into my hip there. Hips are over top of my knee. Straight leg lift. Back's not arching. Tummy muscles pulled in nice and tight. Starting to feel some heat in the body. Good. Changing your legs. You can come up to your hands or your elbows, whatever is more comfortable for you. Setting yourself up, not sinking in the hips. Tummy's nice and tight. Here we go. Lift, lift, lift. If you have pets around or little ones, they like to crawl around on the floor with you. You can join in, either push them away or let them come and exercise with you. Make it more fun. Good. Exhale, lift, lift, focusing on keeping your body straight. Tummy's nice and tight. Lift, lift. Again, we're only going through this once today. Awesome. We're going to stay in this position for one more exercise. This time tucking your toes underneath you. We're going to lift your knees up about 1 inch off the floor. So it's kind of like a plank, but in a different position. It's called bear pose. Good. You can hold it here, pulling your belly button up, or you can try to extend one leg at a time. One arm. trying to keep as still as you can. You can make this even harder. Opposite arm, leg lifts. You can do this with your knees on the ground also, but this is much more fun. And now that we're down on the ground playing, we're ready to have some fun. Good, roll those shoulders back. We're gonna come down onto the ground, onto your back. Good. Taking a little rest for a moment. Roll those shoulders side to side. Sometimes you have to reset your timer, that's okay. Good, finding a nice neutral spine. Shins are parallel to the floor, or legs extended all the way up, and arms straight up here, whatever is more comfortable for you. I'd suggest starting here with your legs bent, and I want you to exhale, lower one foot to the floor and the opposite arm, and then bring it back. We're gonna alternate sides. Good, and again, option of straight legs. Here we go, opposite arm, leg. The hardest part of this exercise, aside from doing it, is thinking about which limb you're bringing down to the floor. Good, try to focus on not letting that back arch off the floor. It's a fantastic exercise. Using your breath, and only going for 30 seconds is nice, knowing that there's an end and it's coming very soon. Good. Good, hugging those knees into your chest. Good, we're gonna do some crunches now, legs straight up. Try to get your ankles up over top of your hips. You can have your arms reaching towards your toes, or you can hold on to your head, making sure you're not pulling, but we're reaching up to the toes. Good, if you want a little bit more challenge here, scissor the legs. Good, exhale up, inhale down. Exhale up, inhale down. Good, breathe, breathe. We're almost through our first set. Pretty happy we made it to the floor. All right, the next exercise, we're gonna keep those legs straight up, but you're gonna rest your head and shoulders down on the ground. We're gonna bring the legs out wide to shoulder width apart, and we're gonna squeeze them towards each other, not all the way touching them. So we're gonna squeeze, squeeze, here we go, 30 seconds. Tummy muscles pulled nice and tight. Good, breathe, breathe, breathe. This one feels like a long time you're doing this, but those inner thighs are gonna feel so good after. Good, make sure you don't bang the ankles together. Good, open, 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 close, open, close, open, close. Breathe, feeling everything, all the muscles strong throughout the legs. Good, breathe. And after this last one, we're gonna stand all the way up. So let's relax the legs, and we're gonna roll back, use your hands up. Really important not to touch the floor. Use the strength of your legs to stand up. Awesome job on that first set. You guys feeling energized a little bit? So glad you got off the couch. We'll have a commercial break. Keep moving. You can go through a second set if you'd like, if you remember some of the exercises we've done, and then join us for the next set. All right, you're back. I hope you had some water and you kept active and moving. Jumping jacks, whatever you need to do. Now that you've got those endorphins flowing, stay active, keep moving for the rest of your workout. We're gonna do some prisoner squats here, so keeping your hands up by your head. This is gonna keep you from rounding through your back. Okay, we're gonna have our legs a little bit wider than we normally do for a squat, maybe about shoulder width apart. We're gonna sit back in the heels, and then we're gonna come up with your weight on one leg and swing the right leg over, squat down, and bring the left leg up. Here's our timer. So we're gonna squat down nice and low, bring the leg up as high or as low as you can, whatever you can. Good, squat down, keeping your weight in your heels. Oh, there's the timer. Now we're gonna go 30 seconds. I went extra. It's all good. Extra is good in your workout. Good, focusing on that form. So sitting back in those heels, coming up, bring the leg up. Good, down, up, down. Big kicks. Notice they're getting higher and higher as your body warms up. Good, squat, lift, squat, lift. See, now I'm feeling that extra little bit. Good. Next exercise here, we're gonna do some reverse lunges. Nice and tall, I'm gonna lunge back, ear, shoulder, hip, and your back knee in line, and I'm gonna kick front. So I'm gonna go right leg lunges back, and then kick front, reaching with my left hand, lunge down, kick front, lunge back, kick front. You don't have to go all the way to the ground, just do your best. Kick front. Good. If you fall off balance, catch yourself, come back up again. If you want to hold on to your couch or chair or wall, whatever is close to you, do that. Oh, feeling warmer. Good, you're gonna do the other side. Roll those shoulders back, tummy's nice and tight. Taking your left leg, lunge it back, and then kick front. Lunge back, kick front. Big step back, kick front. Notice I'm not leaning forward here. Nice and tall, lunge, kick, lunge, kick. This really is gonna get that heart rate up without having to do burpees. No one wants to do burpees in their living room. Save those for the gym. Outside, lunge, kick, lunge, and kick. Make sure you finish. Even when you hear that timer going, you're gonna keep going. Now we're gonna do some side lunges with a push off. So we're gonna take your right leg first. We're gonna lunge to the side and push back. More lunges and push back. Really keeping your knee behind your toe, sticking that bum back, push it back. Left leg stays straight. Perfect if you have a couch behind you, has a little goal, trying to get down as low as you can. Tap your butt to the couch. Low every single time. You tapped it once, get down there every time. Good, reach for it, push back. Left leg is straight, push. Oh, saved by the bell. Now we're doing the other side. Again, coming nice and close. You have that couch there, use it as a prop. Okay, good, rolling the shoulders back. Big step to the left, push back. Big step, get that bum back there. Good. Knees are not going past the toes. Sitting back, tummy muscles pulled up tight. Good, use your breath. Inhale down, pressing the hips forward, really using your glutes. Good, good, we're almost done. We're gonna get back down to the floor shortly. Finishing a couple more exercises up here. Finishing that one, awesome. All right, slowing your legs, slowing your breathing. We're gonna focus on balance for this next exercise. So if you want to use your couch or a chair, whatever you have for balance, you can. We're going to keep your right leg straight, not locked though, okay? So just a slight bend in the right leg. Tummy's nice and tight, chest is open. Notice I'm using this extra 30 seconds to catch my breath. Very important so that you can focus on your exercise and you're doing it properly and not rushing through. Also important when you have that breath that your muscles are gonna work harder for you. So finding that perfect form, we're gonna do a single leg deadlift. So we're balancing on this right leg. That's why I'm saying if you have a couch or something to hold on to, please do that. We're going to come forward and back. So it's kind of like a teeter-totter here, hinging at the hips and come up. So here's 30 seconds, we're doing the right leg. Only going as far forward as you can. Good, ears, shoulders, hips, and hopefully that heel are in a nice long straight line. If you only go here, that's okay. Good, your goal will be to go further and further as you progress. Good, hinging at the hips. Now before we move on to the other side, we're gonna go up for a little challenge. We're gonna pair these two exercises together. So we're gonna really challenge this right leg. Again, having something to balance is helpful, but we're gonna do single leg squats. So we're still on that right leg. We're gonna squat down and come up. Notice I'm reaching forward and I'm grabbing the couch with my left hand, making sure my knee is not going past my toe. My weight's in my heels, squeezing my bum. So I'm really thinking about my glutes. That's what I wanna work here. Squeeze, squeeze, pressing forward. Nice and low. Squeeze, coming up. So that balance we talked about before. Good. Now we're gonna do the left side. Does that feel it? You guys feel that? I feel it. Feels so good. Left side, so that right leg is back. Hips are tilted forward. Hinging at the hips. Deadlift. If you need to shift around, do that. Making sure you're not kicking your coffee table. If you have someone that's just sitting on the couch watching you and they don't want to join you, you can kick them a little bit, tell them to join you. Hinging at the hips. Again, my left leg is straight but not locked. Nice and safe. Good, I'm grabbing the couch every time I come down just for a little bit of balance. If you want to hold on to it the whole time, please do so. Good, all right, into the left leg, single leg squat. Good, pistol squats are sometimes done instead. Definitely they have their place, but this way with your leg back, it's a little bit more functional, but more of like a running position. Good, it's gonna keep your weight back in your heels rather than letting your hips come forward. Good, sitting back in those heels, squeeze your bum, lifting up nice and tall. Down, squeeze your bum, lifting up nice and tall every single time. Getting low in the heels. Good, we're almost done. So when we get down to the ground, doesn't necessarily mean easier. Good. All right, shaking it out. I think we have one more exercise up here. That's why I like to write it down. Makes it a little bit easier. All right, for the back. We're gonna have our arms out nice and wide, and we're just gonna squeeze the shoulder blades together. So my knees are bent. You can go fast on this one. Nice pulsing, full eyes. Pull your tummy in. Your ears are back over your shoulders. Shoulders in line with the hips. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Now, it doesn't really look like I'm doing a whole lot. Maybe your kids do this when they're playing, but oh my, this is good for the back. Okay, they're right behind my shoulders. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good, and come on up. Roll those shoulders back. Let's go around that second time if you can. While we're on our commercial break, grab some water, and we'll be back on the floor for our next set. All right, our last set before we get to relax again is we're gonna do some tricep dips. So I didn't want to sit down on the couch while I was waiting for that commercial break because I will get tired again. So I'm just gonna bring my hands to the couch and bring my bum right off the very edge of the couch. And notice I don't want to sink into my shoulders there. So I'm gonna lift up my chest. My shoulders are right over top of my wrist so that I'm not out in front here. You're gonna put straight on the shoulders there. So I'm gonna keep my hips up and I'm just gonna bend, bringing my elbows back. They're not splayed out to the side, okay? Bending here and straightening. Now, that's fun and great, but we're gonna make that more fun. We're gonna bend, and as you lift, I want you to lift up more with your left hand. Reach your right hand and your right toe together. Come on down. So you can choose whatever one works for you. So you can either just do the dips, or you can have some more fun with me here at Shaw Cable. We're gonna do make it more fun. Here we go. Bend down and reach. You can't quite reach your toes. Just reach as far as you can. Focusing on that form, bend down, elbows back, lift and reach. Or just stay here, lifting through the chest. Add the reach if you can. Good. Inhale, exhale up. Inhale, exhale up. Good. Keeping your balance. Tummy's nice and tight. Awesome. Finish, finish, both sides. Good, we're gonna come down to the floor now. Onto your right elbow and your left knee. I'm gonna take some time here just to set you up before we go with the timer. What I don't wanna see is crouching here, and you don't wanna be extended this way, okay? So your knees slightly forward just to get started. Your elbow is underneath your shoulders. We're gonna stay on the knees and then we're gonna push forward. So now you have a straight line from your shoulder all the way to those knees. You can modify this by going up on your hand if that's more comfortable for you. You can even do this on your toes, but I really like to start this exercise, the side plank, on your knees. For a couple of reasons, we'll get into that in just a moment. So wait for that timer, pulling your tummy in nice and tight, lifting your chest, we're not sinking into that shoulder, lifting up, finding that your joints are stacked, and we're gonna lift up. See how I pushed my hips forward there? So you can put your hand on your hips, in front of you on the floor for balance, or bring it up to the sky. Now we're gonna extend the top leg. See, I told you I'd make it more fun. Good, you can keep your toes on the floor there, or you can lift it up. Now I wanna make sure we're not sinking back, but we're pressing those hips forward. See, much better. Good, not sinking in the shoulder, lifting up nice and tall, putting your foot down if you need to, keep it up if you can. Good, now you get to rest back down on the floor. We're gonna bring your knees forward, fetal position, either rest here or here. Feet are staying together for this exercise. Open and close the legs. Doesn't look like I'm doing a whole lot, but you'll feel this. Good, and when I find that top hip bone, make sure it's not rolling backwards with you. So if you were to open wider, you're rolling back, you're not even working that glute muscle anymore. We're gonna keep going, open, close, open, close. Again, may not be very big movement, but that's okay. Open, close, open, close. Good, if you have a band around your thighs, if you have something like that kicking around, good. Notice I'm going through the timer here. I'm gonna go a few extra seconds. Really wanna hit those glutes on this exercise. Good, as soon as that 30 seconds starts again, we're gonna keep the leg there. Now we're just gonna hang out. Great, this is a great time to chat. You guys feeling good? Awesome, notice my hip is still stacked on top. not moving, but these muscles here are now working in an isometric hold. Great for low back pain. You want to have some strength in your glutes, going to take away from that low back pain. Hold it, just hang out. How's everybody doing? Fabulous, great. Tummy's nice and tight. Again, you can rest here if you'd like. Oh, thank goodness. Let's go over to the other side. Moving over quickly. Again, the side plank was the first exercise we did. Elbows under the shoulder, knees slightly forward, and then we lift and press the hips forward. Shoulders now are in line with the hips. Extend the top leg. Do what feels good for you with that arm. I like to be up and open, squeezing your glutes. So this is a great exercise for your core, your torso, but also your butt. You're gonna feel this through those glutes, especially on this side, because we just worked the other side. Breathe, waiting for that timer to beep. Tummy's nice and tight, good. Bring it down for those clamshells now. You can either lay, resting your head on your arm, or here. Knees are slightly forward, feet are together, hips are stacked, open and close. Good, while you're doing the clamshells here, I'm just gonna show you, if you were to really stick your bum out, you're gonna get more out of this exercise. Finding that hip bone before you start. Good, open and close. Notice I'm not, again, rolling back. So the inclination is to want to open wider. You do want to go as wide as you can without rolling back, very important. Good, and remember when that timer beeps, we're going for an extra 10 seconds, just because we can, it feels good. See how much happier we are now? Good, we're gonna go for 30 seconds, hold right here, good. So I'm focusing a little bit on sticking my bum out and keeping that leg lifted, pulling my tummy nice and tight. Now this side is harder because this top muscle is working as well as the bottom for stabilizing. So it's double whammy exercise here. It doesn't look like you're doing anything. Awesome. We're gonna work some deep core muscles next. Again, I know, but they're good for you. Good, we're gonna roll over onto your back. Good, this one's my favorite here. You're gonna hug your knees up into your chest and you get to rest your head and shoulders. Perfect. Now keep your feet together just like we did in those clamshells, and I want you to pull your knees towards your shoulders. So you're using your lower abdominal strength to pull your knees towards your shoulders, and then I want you to push your legs away. Okay, so you're gonna roll back and push away. Now the higher you go, the easier this exercise is. The lower you go, it's actually harder. So you're gonna roll and push. I think our timer is going roll and push. Roll and push. Now when you push away, make sure you're not arching your back. Here's 30 seconds. Push. Roll and push. Pull your tummy muscles down using your breath. If you go too low and you're arching your back, you're actually gonna hurt your hip flexors. You're not working those muscles that we're looking for. Roll, use your breath. Tummy is nice and strong. Roll and push, roll, push. Strong. We are almost done. We're going to stretch. It's gonna be great. Good, let's stick those legs out and let's add some more crosses. Make sure those inner thighs are working overtime just for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, that's it for your floor workout. So now we're gonna stretch. Okay, so grab a quick drink of water, roll over. I'm gonna change my timer and we'll be right back. All right, so I just changed my timer to 20 seconds and 20 seconds. So it's just back to back. So we're gonna continuously move throughout our stretching flow. Grabbed a quick drink of water. Really important to hydrate, even when you're doing this simple floor exercise. We're going to keep your feet on the floor. I'm gonna start the timer as I bring my left knee into my left armpit. Good. So if you want, you can reach for the foot and really pull it down depending on how flexible you are. If this is where you want to be, that's great as well. If you want a little bit deeper stretch, you can lengthen this right leg on the floor. But if that bothers your back at all, I want to keep your right foot on the floor for this flow. Good, now I want you to straighten that leg up to the sky, holding on above or below your knee, never pulling behind the knee. Good, and again, if that bothers your back, put that opposite leg on the floor. Good, you can do some ankle circles if you like. Focusing on your breathing, head and shoulders are rested. Good, we're gonna take this out now with the right hand grabbing the outside of the left leg. Left arm is on the floor, just crossing the body just ever so slightly. Again, if it's too tight, holding on below the knee here. Good, both of my hips are staying on the floor. Just a small stretch for the outside of the left leg. Focusing on bringing breath and oxygen into those muscles. Good, now we're gonna bring it back. My left knee is coming out to the side, and I'm gonna bring my right knee in towards my chest, pulling in here. What we don't wanna see is this knee coming in. Okay, it's the right knee coming in, and I'm pushing the left knee away, stretching through those glutes that we just worked when we did those clamshells. Pull, pull, pull. If you wanna reach more, you can. Good, feet on the floor. Let's do the other side. Hugging that right knee into your right armpit. Again, you can take this as deep as you like for all these stretches. Good, doing what you can. You can stretch out that bottom leg if you'd like for a deeper stretch. And then let's bring it up to the sky. Holding on above or below the knee. Your hips are rested on the floor. You can roll that ankle slowly if you'd like, but very big, slow circles. You should feel no bouncing through that hamstring. Good, that's taking the left hand to the outside of the right leg and cross it just slightly across the body. So your right foot is just directly over your left shoulder. A nice stretch again through the hamstrings, but also the outside of that right thigh. Good, good. And let's bring the left knee back in. This time pushing the right knee away and pulling the left knee in. Good, if you're feeling like this knee is gonna stay out by itself, you can reach through and either grab your shin or the hamstring behind the knee and pull, pull, pull. Get a nice deep stretch for those glutes now on the right side. Good, let's hug both knees into the chest. We're just gonna rock side to side. Feels nice for the low back. Good, if you wanna go deeper, you can reach for the heels. Do what feels good for you. We're gonna bring both arms out to the side. Palms are up. And I'm gonna start by bringing my knees over to the left side of my body. Good. If this is too much rotation for you, I want you to lift up your top leg. Okay, and I want you to roll just a little bit more onto your left shoulder. So now my right arm is actually floating above the ground. Palms are up, and I feel a nice deep stretch through my chest, as well as through my spine. Good, if you want to take it deeper, you can look at that opposite hand. Good, we're gonna stay here for just a little bit longer. Extra, we're gonna do 40 seconds on each side here. So we got a nice compound stretch. Let's bring your arm up a little bit closer towards your ear. And you feel that right down underneath your armpit in the front and back. Good, now one at a time, very important, it's one at a time. Bring the legs up to center and back over now to the other side. And notice how I'm turning my head this time. So you notice I have really deep spinal rotation stretch from the head down to my hips. Again, if it's too much for you, lift up the top leg. Now you can see how when I roll over onto my right shoulder just a little bit more, my left arm is hovering above the ground. I'm not lifting it, it's just hovering above the ground. As the stretch goes deeper and deeper and my arm sinks to the floor, I'm just gonna roll a little bit more, and I'm gonna bring it up towards my head a little bit closer. Love this stretch, good. So I'm gonna come my legs up one at a time back to center. I'm actually gonna roll all the way up so I can sit up using my hand carefully, coming up to a seated position. Good, I'm gonna bring my feet together in front of me. I'm gonna pull those sit bones, or so those big muscles aside, so I'm right on top of my sit bones. Let's tuck the chin now into the chest. If your hands were here or whether they were behind you, you're gonna bring them in front of you, palms up, and rounding through the back, tuck your chin into your chest. And letting your body weight roll slightly forward, as far forward as you can go. Should feel that right at the base of the neck, all the way down the spine. Good, and rolling it up nice and slow. Good, relaxing the legs. We also work the triceps, so we're gonna finish here with a shoulder and tricep stretch across the body, sitting up nice and tall. And other side. Sitting up nice and tall, not letting yourself sink back. Those core muscles are still working. Breathe. Good, and we're gonna bring the arms up now overhead, reaching up high. We're gonna press down just above the elbow, and you know what? We're gonna add a little inner thigh stretch as well. Good, breathe, breathe, breathe. Pressing down just above the elbow, sitting up nice and tall. Reaching those fingers down your back. So we work the inner thighs, we work the triceps, we got abs, we got glutes, we got thighs. Other side. Now if you have time, go through this workout second, third, maybe fourth time. Thank you guys for joining me. Have a great day.